Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you may be in the world, and welcome to the Norisring. My name is Dan Papels. Next to me is my lovely co-host, as always, for the show, Frederick Lester, founder of the Next Gen Cup series. Like I said, at the Norisring, Frederick, it took a while, but we're finally racing. We're finally back in action. I'm so glad to be back with Next Gen Cup. It's been amazing so far.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, hi everyone, and nice to have you back. Nice to be back, I would say. We've had some difficult months behind us, but I mean, look where we are. We're at Norisring, a fantastic street circuit, the biggest, the main event of DTM 2024, and we've had some practice sessions. We've had qualifying.
Yes.
We've actually had everything today. We even had crashes.
Yes.
So we've done quite a lot already. But yeah, it's really nice to be back. Nice to have you here. And
Thank you.
Let's start this weekend properly.
Now, this is a massive season, Frederick. 6 female drivers on the grid, 6 different countries on the grid once again, 16 drivers in total for this weekend, and a massive calendar. A calendar that you personally, with all your crew, have worked so hard for. 4 rounds with DTM. 2 rounds with 2 races, 2 rounds with 4 races. We start, of course, this weekend at the Norisring. Then we go to the Nürburgring. Sachsenring is race number 3, and then Hockenheim together with DTM for the finale. Coming from a high, of course, last season, such a great season, a great end to the season as well. How were the preparations, and how do you look back on that?
I mean, last year obviously was a massive year for us. We did not just run the first season of Next Gen Cup, we built 20 race cars as well. So it was quite a big challenge, but we did it in the end. And this is a nice step forward. We have 4 amazing races. I would say basically the best rounds with DTM, starting with Norisring, Nürburgring, Sachsenring, and then with Hockenheim in October. So really happy about that. We're also doing, just like you mentioned, 12 heats overall. So we will do 4 races this weekend. So if we already had some crashes, I mean, let's hope there's not more in the races, but we're definitely ready for it. That's why we're here. And it's been good preparations, I would say. We have 16 cars on the grid, really happy, and it's fun. I'm a little bit out of words. It's nice to be back, if I'm honest.
I can completely understand, Frederick. It's been such a long process to get this going, of course, for this year. But we have to talk about Norisring.
Yes.
As a driver, a street track like this, making your debut here is never easy. You have to learn the car, learn the track at the same time, because none of these drivers have been here yet. It's so difficult. Tell us a bit more about how you cope with these challenges.
I mean, I've never been here myself, so I don't have much to add. I mean, I've done a few street races, street circuits, but it's a pretty cool track. I mean, we basically have 4 corners, 4 corners, and 2-point-something kilometers. So it's a proper track. It's really wide, as you can see. That's not really normal for a street circuit.
Will we go 5 wide on this main straight?
I think we might go more than 5 wide, if I'm honest. We might see a lot of cars doing push to pass at the same time here, but no, I mean, it's got 2 really hard braking points. So you've got turn 1 and you got the last corner behind us. Really tricky, and I think a lot of the drivers today during practice and qualifying, they struggle a little with braking, especially the new drivers, because it's such a hard braking point. You come from top speed and you need to manage your brake balance, you need to manage the region, helping you to stop the car, and I think that's been the biggest challenge for them. Obviously on a street circuit it's all about using the whole track, and we've got a lot of concrete walls and guardrails, and we saw some mirrors folding in, and if you can reach that level, then you're doing a pretty good job.
Talking
just
about
like the guy behind us.
I was exactly going to say this. Talking about mirrors folding in, we've had our first qualifying session of the year. The driver on pole started his qualifying by folding his right hand side mirror in. Didn't see anything on the right hand side. Now luckily on qualifying he didn't have to see anything because he was fastest. You know who I'm talking about. The people don't. It's Lucas Stiefenhagen. Had a pole when he competed last year at Knutstorp. 1 round he competed, got pole. Here is the man who got pole. Lucas, get in the middle.
I mean, I was just going to say, hi Lucas.
Hello.
Welcome to the Next Gen Cup properly, a full season.
Yes.
Lucas, you joined us 1 race last year and you did something amazing. You went on pole.
Yes.
Immediately. And we're starting a new season, and what do?
Pole again.
Pole again. So I mean, firstly, how is it being back full time now in the championship, and what are your impressions about Norisring?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great feeling. First time for me on the street circuit, so it's pretty special track with only four corners. So yeah, you have to be really precise in those corners to find the time because it's really close to each other. And yeah, I already broke some mirrors, as you mentioned. So yeah, but I think it went pretty well. Yeah.
You have good questions always, Dan.
Yes. Lucas, coming to the race tomorrow, you've of course had one start already. You've done some practice starts here. On a street circuit like this especially, how much does that track evolve during a session?
Yeah, I think it evolves pretty much because it's a street circuit and DTM is driving here as well, so more rubber on the track means more grip. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty tricky in the first corner. It's the first time tomorrow to race here. And there might be some cars crashing with each other, so yeah, we'll have to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
Of course, last time you competed it was only one round. This time it's a full championship. What are your aspirations if you now look at this pole position?
Well, it's a great place to start from. Yeah, I think basically I have the best position now, and I can decide what's going to happen now. The slipstream is very strong with these cars and on this track. So yeah, it might be a bit of a back and forth with the number 2 and number 3. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Your buddy Kelvin, he's on the front row with you. Have you talked to him yet? Have you talked any strategy, not fighting in the beginning, or?
Yeah, we've talked a bit already, but yeah, I think we have to see tomorrow what's going to happen, and I think it's the best to not fight in the beginning.
All right, Lucas, thank you very much.
I have a question before we continue. I'm interested. We talked a little bit about it. What was the trick? I mean, you obviously have data from all of the other drivers in the championship, and you were not quickest in all of the sessions today. What was it that you found that made you the quickest today?
Well, the braking, I think, because in the first 2 sessions I was pretty soft on the braking. I had to put in a little bit more pressure, and so I did in the qualifying, and I think it worked out pretty well.
Well done, congratulations. Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Keep it safe in turn 1. Close the door. Well done.
It's a long run down to turn 1 now that you say this, Fredrik.
You have to walk around the tires, Marcus. We're just guiding our cameraman.
Yeah, the tires are there for a reason, obviously. You come with a huge amount of speed out of the last corner. It's obviously a very, very high speed track. So those tires are there for a reason that you don't absolutely slam into the pit wall.
Yeah. I have a guy we need to ask a question. So we're obviously Next Gen Cup it's a big crew. We have one guy that's helped us to put the field together, and
he keeps walking away from us.
He keeps walking away. He needs to stop. I don't think he wants to be on camera, but we talked about our grid, Jens.
Get in here. Come on.
Get in here. Yeah, you should go. You should be in the middle.
So I'm shy.
Yeah. So we have a pretty strong grid. We have 16 cars. We have 6 female drivers. We have drivers from 6 countries. What are your? I mean, Jens is helping us in the organization. What are your thoughts and impressions about this starting field that we have?
I mean, first of all, I'm happy to be back because compared to you, I know the track is amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, you raced a lot.
Also, I can give the advance to the driver. Yeah. No, I mean honestly, we have a grid, and it's not only that the grid sounds nice. That we have 6 female drivers, for example. All the drivers are strong. Yeah. And you see it in the competition and the qualifying, for example. Yeah. So therefore, we can be proud. Yeah. And finally, results counts. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, and our grid is strong. Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the races. Thank you, and yeah, we're really looking forward to these races. Thanks, Jens. So yeah, I mean we are a good group at Next Gen Cup, including you, Dan.
I belong to it as well.
Yeah, we're really proud to be here to put this group of drivers together. Just like Jens is saying, the drivers we have, it's a really, really good mix. Yep. So we have both male and female drivers with quite a lot of experience, and we also have some with no experience.
Yes.
And we're going to talk to one guy, Linus. Schönelund, who qualified 4th.
See, this is what I was waiting for him to pronounce his second name, because there was no way I was going to get this correct. So having Fredrik next to me, obviously, with a Swedish name helps a lot.
Yes, knowing the names. That's
Yes.
good. That's good. No, it's a good mix. I mean, last year we had a really strong group of drivers that had some experience from the Swedish tracks, and I mean, Norisring, I think 3 drivers in the field have been here before. No one else has been here. Yeah, we should find also Siri's car, but it's further down.
It's a little bit further
Yeah,
down.
We continue walking.
It was unfortunate, let's put it like this.
Yes.
Second lap out today, locked up pretty bad.
Yeah.
Went into the side of Victor Nielsen.
Yeah.
Talking about Victor Nielsen, he went out and got 3rd in
Yes.
qualifying.
Yes.
So luckily for him, this didn't hamper his weekend
So we have Linus here.
too much.
We should grab him. Linus, we borrow you for a little bit.
Yes.
Come, stand in
Just
the
a
middle.
little bit.
So Linus,
Yes.
I think you are the driver in the field. You are 15 years old,
Yeah.
and you have the least amount of experience from everyone. Tell us a little bit about you and what you have done before.
Technically I started in karting, but obviously sim racing has been a big part of my learning process, and I think that's why I'm able to drive this car as comfortably as I could today. But yeah, only 2 years in karting now, and I think this is the next step for me, and it's looking good as a start.
So basically your 3rd year racing at all, with a lot of sim racing
Yes,
experience,
yes.
and obviously your first time in the car, your first time in a proper race car, your first time at a street circuit, your first time racing in Germany.
Yeah.
Everything is new to you.
Yeah.
How has it been jumping into this?
Yeah, it's been unreal, to be honest. Like 1 week ago, I didn't even know I was driving here, and I got the opportunity to drive, and that was, for me, I already got so happy and couldn't believe it. And then just like the experience and how it's been so far is something I could not believe 1 week ago.
Did you expect you would perform and qualify P4 for race 1?
We had I had some optimism going into it because I felt already quite comfortable in cars, because I've driven cars somewhat, a bit at least, but also like the field is very strong, and I knew that going in, so we were expecting kind of back to midfield, maybe, yeah, midfield, but yeah, was beyond the expectations.
And for the race, obviously, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Qualifying, practicing, and then racing, using push to pass, doing strategy.
Yeah.
What are your expectations?
Yeah, as I said, I think the competition will be very fierce, especially since some of these drivers have experience from last season, and they will know how to use the push to pass as well as possible. So it will have to be a learning experience, and I think I will give it my best and try to fight and keep my position, or maybe move up. Of course, a podium would be awesome. So yeah, I will fight and give it my best.
Yeah. We are wishing you all the best. Good luck
you.
for tomorrow, and well done.
Before
You have a
we go,
question,
I
or?
have one more question. I love that he comes from a sim racing background as
Yeah.
well. Obviously, me coming from a sim racing background as well. What have you been able to take from the sim to the real car?
The main thing I think about is trail braking and the braking technique. That was quite similar, and the thing that kind of got me to the next level in sim racing as well. Understanding how to get the car into the corner and rotate it well, which is especially important in these types of cars who don't have the same turn in as like a Formula car.
Right,
Well done.
Linus.
Thank you,
very
Linus.
much.
Thank you.
And good luck tomorrow.
It's. I think we have found where the sweet spot is, haven't we? I mean, we talked to Lucas Stiefelhagen. I obviously know from the engineers that all the drivers have been working with the brakes, and clearly Linus managed to find the feeling in the brakes, and clearly that has helped him perform. We should
Yes.
talk to Patricia.
Indeed.
We should.
Patricia, get out here. It is indeed
It's your turn.
Get in the middle.
In the middle.
Patricia, the first time for you in a Next Gen Cup car in Germany, on a track you don't know. How was it?
That's true. Yeah, the track is lovely for sure, and driving the car for the first time was a great experience. I didn't expect it to be like that. I expected it to be much different to a usual car that I would drive, to touring cars. But it's quite similar. It's very agile, and it's actually quite easy to handle, I would say. However, then it's hard to find the limit and to push it and to be fast in it. So obviously that's what I was struggling with in qualifying. I felt like I was getting better and better and better, and then in qualifying I didn't put it quite together. So I'm a little upset about that. But tomorrow we have the races, so I'm looking forward to them.
So we obviously you have engineers helping you. You're checking data. What is it? Have you analyzed after qualifying yet?
Oh yeah, we analyzed quite a bit. Tim was amazing, by the way, my engineer. We analyzed, for example, that the braking I was doing before was quite inefficient, for example. So I was still doing a different braking shape the way I learned it, but with this car, without ABS, without traction control, you have to use the brakes into the corner and try to, then again with this car, try to be on throttle as early as possible. So it's quite the balance you need to find. We found the spots, obviously Norisring, street circuit, also quite bumpy and few corners, so you have to really find the sweet spot for all the few corners that you have. We did talk it through, I know what to do, so you just have to put it together tomorrow then.
Are you happy with your starting position for the race tomorrow?
As I said, I expected better, to be honest. Like, I felt good in FP2, and then in qualifying it was just not it, so my own fault, obviously. I'm looking forward to Quali 2. Hopefully I can prove myself better then, but first of all, the races, obviously, and it's going to be much different than just driving by yourself and putting on a lap.
So obviously, just like you say, the racing now will be different than driving alone, focusing on the lap time.
Definitely.
You have push to pass that you are able to use 2 times per race. You need to get through turn 1. Do you have any strategy for the races?
Not yet. Like we're Friday evening, so before I go to bed, I'll definitely think that through. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how to use the push to pass. I have an idea on how I'm going to handle it, but I'm not going to say it now. And yeah, I think the racing will be interesting. Just seeing your surroundings. Like for me, it was hard to check the mirrors and really feel where the cars are. Also, I was very cautious, even though it's a street circuit, to not come too close to the walls. So that is the thing I really need to adjust, and I'm curious to see how it's going to go in the race. Obviously, without the ABS, it happens quickly that you just overshoot, and then your race is over. So you have to balance that as well with a degrading tire over the race. A lot of things to take into account, but yeah, like I said, I'm just going to see how I manage. I'm going to try my best and prepare as much as I can tonight.
Are you having fun?
I am having fun, yes. It's a great experience. I always love learning new things, so that's what I'm doing right now.
Well done. Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And we also look forward to the races.
Yes, I hope so.
And we have a reverse grid for race 2 as well, so there's plenty of opportunities.
Hopefully they'll be bad for me and not good, but let's see.
Exactly. Okay. Do you have any questions, Dan?
No, that was all.
Yeah, good.
You're doing a good job, Fredrik.
Thank you. Good
Asking
luck
all
tomorrow.
my questions. Thank you very much.
Get a good night's sleep, and we see you tomorrow.
Bye.
So yeah, Patricia obviously doing a really good job. I'm impressed by our drivers. I mean, they've never raced here, and just like she said, you have to use the whole track, scrape the mirrors on the wall, and yeah, they seem to be doing that already.
If you haven't knocked a mirror on, especially on a street track, Fredrik, have you really pushed
the
the limits?
Yeah, exactly. You're not quick enough. So we have a red car. It's Calvin de Groot on the sign here.
You mean Melvin de Groot?
Melvin, yeah, exactly. The wrong spelled man. But we see no scratches on the mirrors. No. Maybe that's why you were only P2.
As long as you're not looking on the right side, you can't see the scratches, because I did touch the wall.
Okay.
I did touch it, but not in the fastest lap. So, yeah, I should have gone faster.
Yeah. So, Calvin, obviously, we are really happy to have you full time in the championship. You're a top contender, fighting already for pole positions and hopefully victories. How are your feelings going into this first race weekend of the season?
Yeah, I am really ready to push it and give it all. Also with my mechanic, I have a really good bond relationship. I don't know how you can say it, but I'm really well with him, and we can communicate and we can do all the things I want to do, and he understands me. Same with my engineer. So that was the first part for me to get ready. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the races. I think it's going to be really close, and yeah, I'm loving it here. So.
I know you're a man, you think a lot, you plan things. Do you have a plan for the race?
I first have to talk to Lucas, because if we are not, if we are smart, we can do something together. And it's just the first race of the championship, so ending with one P1 and the other one P5 is not how we want to start the season. So if we can drive away with the 2 cars, I'd rather be P2 in the case we drive away than P5 in the case we fight and the pack comes up to us.
Okay, so that's interesting news, Dan. So now we have 2 Dutch drivers already teaming up even before the first race. Okay,
And we know each other already. I was a race director at the karting of Lucas.
Okay.
So first I was telling him what to do. Now he's almost teaching me how to do something.
Okay,
So
but that's good. You have to learn from each other.
Of course.
So good. Nice to have you here. Are you liking the street circuit?
It's really difficult
Okay.
with the bumps and everything, and also because of it's a normal road, and the water has to drain to the sides of the road. It's a really weird elevation in some corners, so it's really difficult. I rather prefer a long circuit, but I also prefer longer corners in my driving style. So I have to adapt and I have to learn. But yeah, it's a big challenge for me. Yeah.
Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
We will be watching.
Yeah, I'll be driving.
We hope so.
I hope so. I hope so. Thank you, Kelvin.
So that's interesting. Let's see how this plays out. I mean, you can have friends, you can help each other, but at the end of the day,
I think we've
the
seen this
points
already.
from race 1 can dictate the whole championship.
Yes.
So let's see how this goes.
Yeah, Max and Norris were friends until the Red Bull Ring, and then they came together, and then it all of a
Exactly.
sudden went south
Exactly.
really quickly. So I think when you're fighting for these championships in the end, sometimes your ego or the adrenaline takes over, and then you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Here's the car from Siri Högfeldt. I think, first of all, it's a massive job done by all the mechanics to get this car in the state it is at the moment.
Yeah.
The fact that this car was able to qualify after the shunt it had in free practice 1 is a miracle.
Yeah. So Siri obviously made a mistake, locked the brakes, and ran into the side of her 10th teammate. And luckily the car of Victor Nielsen, he's behind us here, wasn't too damaged. He could continue and qualified P3. So well done. And obviously Siri's car was pretty bent. The chassis rails were bent, and the mechanics did a good job, like they always do. Got it out for qualifying, so we're really happy about that. Not the best way to start the weekend for you, but it turned out good in the end.
No, definitely not. That's what I think you could call a roller coaster of a weekend.
And the weekend's only started.
Yeah, only started, and we big shunt at the first 2 laps at the NFP1. And it was good that we got the car fixed, and credit to the mechanics, because 2 cars wrecked in the first training after getting back. That's a little shame, but good they got them running again.
Yeah. So we just talked to Calvin. Obviously he qualified P2, and he told us that he is teaming up with Lucas to try to push away in the lead with the Dutch Armada. What do you think you can do to fight against the two of them?
Hopefully stick with them or overtake them. That will be a good plan, but you never know. This field is so close. Maybe I'll be P7 at the end of the race, or maybe I'll be P1. We will see after the race.
We're wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And we're happy the car is in order and that you could. We need to swing you around, Marcus, and just show you some of the damage where Siri hit. So obviously Victor Nielsen is representing Varta, our partner. Varta is supplying us with 12-volt batteries, not just us, but basically the whole OEM industry. So a really nice partner. They are on board for the 2nd year. We're really thankful about that. I mean, we should wrap up the day, Dan.
Can we wrap up a day like this? It's been all emotions here. I think the biggest emotion here is happy that we get it going finally. I think everyone has been longing for this moment throughout the whole year. And I think everyone is really, really happy and thrilled that we finally got it going.
Yes, we are. So it's been a good day. There's one other thing today, Dan, that is different. So Christian, who normally doesn't let us into the VIP tent, he's not here today.
No, he isn't.
So you know what? We can do whatever we want.
There
he
we
can't
go.
stop us.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to thank you very much for watching this paddock walk. Frederick, thank you very much once again for standing alongside me. I think we're going to use this VIP tent now that Christian
let's
isn't
do
here.
it.
Bye-bye.